We'll be seeing an example, a numerical on how we can find the value of the shunt resistance. Okay. Now the other thing is you need to convert the galvanometer into an voltmeter. Now if you want to convert a galvanometer into a voltmeter, we know from the concept of voltmeter that a voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the potential difference between the 2 points. Okay, and generally a voltmeter is connected in parallel across that 2 points. Now suppose if we'll consider a voltmeter, okay, let us consider a voltmeter, the arrangement of a or a galvanometer to be used as a voltmeter. Okay, now like if this is the circuit containing a resistance, okay, and we need to determine the potential. Suppose some current I is flowing across it, we need to determine the potential across these points A and B. So in order to determine the potential drop between the points A and B, we need to connect a voltmeter in parallel to this branch. Okay, now if this voltmeter is connected in parallel to this branch, okay, so no amount of current should flow through this voltmeter. So in order that the very less amount of current flows through this voltmeter, a very small amount of current should pass through this voltmeter. So we should have the resistance of the voltmeter as infinite. So if the resistance of the voltmeter is infinite, we can see that a very small amount of current will flow through the voltmeter, and a voltmeter would give us the ideal value of the voltage. Okay, it will give us a value which is the actual value of the potential drop between the points A and B. Now as opposed to the ammeter, we have seen in ammeter that the value of the shunt resistance has to be very small. Okay, if the resistance of the shunt is very small, then we can see that we can measure a large amount of current across the this galvanometer or across the ammeter. Now in order to convert the galvanometer into an ammeter, okay, what we can do is we need to increase the value of the resistance. So in order to increase the value of resistance of the galvanometer, we need to connect a resistance which is in series with the galvanometer. Okay, so suppose this R indicates a large amount of resistance which is connected in series with the galvanometer. Okay, and suppose the full scale deflection for the full scale deflection current for the galvanometer is Ig. Okay, so Ig indicates the full scale deflection for the current. That means for a current of Ig, the deflection in the galvanometer would be maximum. Now for this deflection, suppose the voltage across the galvanometer is Vg. Okay, so Vg would be Ig times G. Okay, now this is the voltage across the galvanometer. Okay, and suppose we need to increase the value of the potential that has to be measured by the galvanometer. So suppose the increased range for the potential is V volts. Okay, so if we can see from here is that the V is the total potential across the points, okay, and Vg is the potential across the galvanometer. So across this point we will be having a potential of V minus Vg. Okay, this is the potential across the resistor R. This is the external resistance which is having a very large value. Okay, now in order to determine the value of R that has to be connected in series with the galvanometer, okay, what we can see is that this V, if we'll apply Ohm's law, okay, we can see that the potential, the total potential across these points V would be the current multiplied by the total resistance of the circuit. Okay, so the current multiplied by the total resistance. The total resistance in the circuit is G plus R. Okay, so if we'll solve for R, okay, we'll get the value of the external resistance which is connected in series as this. Okay, so from here we can see that the value of the external resistance, a large amount of resistance which has to be connected in series with the galvanometer so that it can be converted into voltmeter, is given by this expression. Now in this expression what we have used is Ig. Now Ig was the full scale deflection current. Now if we want to represent this in terms of Vg, we can do it by this equation. We know that Ig would be Vg divided by capital G, the resistance of the galvanometer. So if we'll substitute Ig as that, we can get the value of R as V minus G. Now this is same as V. Okay, so even in this way we can represent the value of the resistance R. Okay. Now let us do a numerical to gain an insight on how we can determine the value of these the values of the shunt resistance or the value of the external resistance. Okay. Now this is the example wherein we have to convert the galvanometer into an ammeter. The data which is given to us is the question is a galvanometer having a resistance of 50 ohm gives a full scale deflection for a current of 0.05 ampere. The length in meter of a resistance wire of area of cross section 2.97 into 10 to the power minus 2 centimeter square that can be used to convert the galvanometer into an ammeter which can read a maximum of 5 ampere current is. Okay. The specific resistance for the wire is given as 5 into 10 to the power minus 7 ohm meter. Now in this example we are required to determine the value of the length of the resistance wires in meters. Okay. Now we have been given the data which have been given to us. Okay, is the resistance of the galvanometer is given as 50 ohms. Okay. Now it produces a full scale deflection of 0.05 amperes. So the values of Ig is 0.05 ampere. Okay. The cross section of the resistance, the shunt resistance, is 2.97 into 10 to the power minus 2 centimeter square. Okay. So it's 2.97 into 10 to the power minus 2 centimeter square. Now generally we'll be always following the SI system, SI units. So in SI system, the unit of length is centimeter. So meters. So in order to convert the centimeter into meter, we have a conversion of 1 centimeter is 10 to the power minus 2 meters. Okay, so if we'll be following this conversion, we can write the area of cross section as, in terms of meters, as 2.97 into 10 to the power minus 2 to 10 to the power minus 4 meters square. Okay, so this is the area of cross section which is given to us. Okay, we need to convert the galvanometer into a ammeter which can read a maximum of 5 ampere. Okay, so the maximum current which it can read is 5 amperes. So this is the value of the modified current which has to be measured. The specific resistance of the wire given to us is 5 into 10 to the power minus 7 ohm meter. Okay, now by using these parameters, we need to determine the length of the wire. Now first what we will be doing is we will be finding the values of the resistance or the shunt resistance which has to be connected in parallel across the galvanometer. Now we have seen from the previous discussion that the formula for the shunt resistance which has to be connected in shunt or in parallel across the galvanometer is given by this expression. Okay, so this is the value of the shunt resistance which has to be connected in parallel across the galvanometer. Now the resistance, we know that it is given in terms of the length as specific resistance times the length of the wire divided by the area of cross section of the wire. Okay, so from here, if we'll use this expression, we can solve for the length of the wire. Okay, solve for L to get the values of length of the wire. So from here, you can see that the length, the required length would be G area divided by the specific resistance. Okay, now if we will substitute for the values, okay, which we have, which we know, if we'll substitute for the values, we'll be getting I minus Ig would be 4.95 amperes, specific resistance 5 into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, now we can approximate this to 5 and this to 3. Okay, so this would give us nearly around 0.6. Okay, so after solving this, what we'll be getting is the length as around approximately equal to 3 meters. Okay, so this is the length of the wire which has to be used so that we can get a value, a shunt resistance which can measure a current of 5 ampere. Okay, so that we are increasing the range of the galvanometer. Okay, that is we are increasing the range of an ammeter from 0.05 ampere to 5 amperes. Okay, that means if we'll be using a shunt resistance in parallel across a galvanometer, we can see that there is a large amount of change in the maximum deflection for the current. Okay, that means initially the maximum current which was passing through the galvanometer was 0.05 ampere. It can't measure the current which was above 0.05 ampere. But now by connecting this resistance in shunt across the galvanometer, we can measure a maximum 5 ampere of current. Okay, so this is the significance of connecting a shunt resistance. Basically, the value of the shunt resistance has to be very small so that the net resistance, okay, of the ammeter would be too small. Okay, so it shouldn't be large.